Slow, slow.
In Syria, Bashar al-Assad and his Russian and Iranian friends lost the war. It took 10 days for us to witness the general collapse of the Syrian Arab army. Tonight, the army retreats to Damascus, abandoned by its supporters. The Assad family prepares to leave the country. Who would have thought that Hayat Tahrir ash-Sham's offensive on Aleppo would have caused a chain reaction leading to the general collapse of the Syrian Arab army? Within 10 days, when many believed he had won the war, Assad was defeated. The initial breakthrough lasted 3 days, during which HTS rebel, Islamist forces seized the country's second-largest city, Aleppo. From the 4th to the 9th day, HTS consolidated its positions and took the country's 4th city, Hama. Erdogan, the godfather of the pro-Turkish Syrian National Army, SNA, can rejoice in Assad's defeat. However, not everything went as planned. He probably did not anticipate the capture of Aleppo, which led him to push the SNA to join the battle on the 3rd day. The big winner in the affair is Abu Mohammed al-Julani, head of HTS, former head of al-Nusra, al-Qaeda in Syria. However, his current position has changed. He now wants to present himself as the leader of a cosmopolitan opposition. On the 9th day of fighting, HTS forces and their allies, free factions, SNA forces, jihadists and others entered Hama, abandoned by the regime, fleeing the encirclement after the defeat of the 25th Division north of the city. In the late evening, HTS forces advanced towards Syria's 3rd largest city, a real power lock between Damascus and the Alawite hinterland on the Mediterranean coast, Homs. On the way, they met rebels who had taken up arms in Rastain and Talbiseh. Tonight, it appears that the Syrian regime forces are abandoning the city of Homs, retreating towards Damascus. There is a very large HTS force advancing from Hama with the support of the ANS, which arrived as reinforcements in the last few hours. For several days, the Russian armed forces and the Syrian Arab army have been withdrawing from Kurdistan. This morning, the Syrian army carried out a general retreat from all its positions in the Euphrates Valley, with Iranian and Iraqi militias fighting in Syria. During the day, the Syrian Democratic Forces, SDF, including the Kurdish YPG, took control of the abandoned terrain, entering in particular 2 important points, the city of Deir ez-Zor and Abu Kamal on the Iraqi border. The departure of the Syrian army, which is withdrawing towards Damascus, opens the way for the conquest of several groups. The pro-American SDF advances across the Euphrates, while the few forces of Al-Tanf advance on Palmyra. Return of the Islamic State? Emerging from their isolation in the Syrian desert, the remnants of the Caliphate are taking the place of the Syrian army in the vicinity of Palmyra. Currently, the last forces of the regime are withdrawing from Palmyra towards Damascus. Today, the whole of southern Syria is rising up. In the region of Daraa, a rebel stronghold in 2011, a large part of the governorate has fallen into the hands of the rebels. Several army bases have been captured as SAA forces retreat towards Damascus. In the neighboring region of Swaida, local Druze militias have taken control of the town and several towns in the region. This is a historic change in this region that the regime considered neutral, or acquired, in the civil war. For the Assad regime, the nightmare scenario is confirmed. The armies converge on Damascus, pursued by rebels whose ranks swell. The dormant rebellion, even in Damascus, awakens and sets up ambushes. Tonight, Assad's allies are all abandoning the Syrian regime. Iraq and the PMF pro-Iranian Shiite militias in Iraq will not intervene. Russia evacuates its forces to Tartus, preparing for the possibility of its Saigon or Kabul. Occupied in Ukraine, Russia announces that it will not be able to support the Syrian army as before. Sporadic airstrikes are insufficient to support a disarrayed Syrian army. In the captured cities, the quantity of captured material is still just as significant. Has Bashar al-Assad left the country? This is what several people are saying, who also claim that several ministers have decided to resign. Message from Assad propagandist on X, calling for new unity. Now, the main question is about the future of Syria. How long will Assad hold out? Will Damascus fall? What future for the Alawite hinterland? And above all, who will govern post-Assad Syria? Syria Arab Army 52nd Brigade withdrew from Daraa towards Arthala Air Base. Negotiations are reportedly ongoing with remaining SAA forces at the airbase for a peaceful surrender. As Syrian rebels claim control over the southern city of Daraa, on the city's main square they tore down a statue of former President Hafez al-Assad, father of current leader Bashar al-Assad. I congratulate all Russian-speaking Muslims on this significant day. The leader of the Chechen Ajnad al-Kavkaz, Abdul Malik, celebrated the capture of the city of Hama and congratulated all Russian-speaking Muslims on this event in Russian. He stated that he would soon arrive in Russia to restore order in the Caucasus.
From the fortress of Hama, on the first night after Allah, glory to Him, opened it for this Ummah, for the Mujahideen of this Ummah. We want to congratulate the Islamic Ummah of all Muslims, especially Russian-speaking ones, and particularly the Muslims of the Caucasus on this significant day. And we would like to give a brief reminder to all our brothers who are under the oppression of tyrants in different parts of the world. Today, just a few hours ago in this city, Hama, Asad's portraits were displayed everywhere. They filled offices, hung on all the doors, and so forth. Today, the children of Hama are competing to see who can take them down first, who can tear them down first. And today, they are under the feet of the Mujahideen.
Rebel factions have taken control of the SAA al-Batal Palace sites on the international road between Amman and Damascus, near the town of Saida in eastern Daraa. They captured abandoned Syrian Arab army equipment.
الله أكبر السيطرة عليها بعد معارك عنيفة. الله أكبر ولله الحمد.
SAA units have withdrawn from the city of As-Sanamain, north of Daraa. It seems like all remaining SAA forces willing to fight have completely pulled back to Damascus and its surroundings.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week at 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.